Let's first tell you how many cases now have been reported across the country due to coronavirus. This is the latest data that's been put out by the Health Ministry. The total cases now stands at 17,656. Unfortunately, the death toll also has risen to 559. We're also breaking down for you the worst affected states. Maharashtra has reported the most number of cases across the country at 4,203. The death toll, unfortunately, has also climbed to 223. The majority of those deaths being reported in the city of Mumbai. In the national capital, the number of cases has risen to 2,003 and 45 deaths have been reported so far in Delhi. Gujarat now has seen a huge spike in the number of coronavirus cases. The total number of cases of COVID-19 in the state stands at 1,851. 67 deaths have been reported so far. These are the latest numbers as of 6:30 this morning. Here's also a roundup of all the developments that we're tracking on the coronavirus crisis this morning. West Bengal has reported 54 new coronavirus cases in the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 339. This as 424 samples were sent for testing. Bengal currently has the lowest rate of testing in the country. Altogether, 5,469 samples have been examined for COVID-19 in the state. The Odisha government has raised concern as out of 74 COVID-19 patients in Odisha, 24 have travel history to West Bengal. In the past 24 hours, 10 positive cases from Bhadraka and Jajpur district have a travel history to West Bengal. Officials have now requested all those who have travelled to Bengal in the last 28 days to report to the authorities. 142 of the total 169 patients in Kerala's Kasaragod district have been cured and discharged. Kasaragod is the major COVID-19 hotbed in the state, and unlike other districts, no lockdown relaxation has been implemented in this district. Kerala has reported 6 new cases on Monday. 10 standard exams have been postponed in Tamil Nadu due to coronavirus. The state education minister said that dates and schedule of the exams will be announced post-lockdown. All students up to class 9 have already been promoted in the state without annual exams. Delhi's Azadpur Mandi will remain open for 24 hours from today. From 6 a.m. till 10 p.m, fruits and vegetables will be sold, while from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m, only truck movement will be allowed in and out of the market. Entry of 1,000 people will be permitted every 4 hours. And our top focus this morning is on the US oil prices crashing into the negative territory for the first time in history due to weak demand, given the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. Now, the price collapse is a consequence of short-term storage problems in the United States. Oil dropping below $1 per barrel means that it is now cheaper than actually buying a bottle of drinking water from a store. The slumping oil prices comes despite an OPEC-backed deal to cut roughly 10% of the global crude supply. While low energy prices bring good tidings for a major consumer such as India, there's hardly any demand for transportation fuels such as petrol and diesel. As India is a crude-intensive economy in normal circumstances, we would tend to gain when crude prices fall, as cost of inputs in various sectors would then go down. This would also help support the value of the rupee, but the government may lose revenue if it lowers prices. Consumers will benefit only if these prices are reduced. Indian refiners have already cut production as the lockdown has led to a sharp decline in demand for transportation fuels.
And based on the record low price of oil that you've been seeing, it's at a level that's very interesting to a lot of people. We're filling up our national petroleum reserves, the strategic reserves, and we're looking to put as much as 75 million barrels into the reserves themselves. That would top it out. That would be first time in a long time it's been topped out. We'd get it for the right price.
Rajiv Dubey of Business Today is joining us on this broadcast. Rajiv, good morning. Unprecedented times that we're really witnessing for the economy, as well, a result of which we're seeing the US crude oil prices down to this unprecedented and historic low. What really does it mean for India? If you could break it down as to what it'll mean for the consumers out there.
Yeah, Akshita, for India, unfortunately, we are not going to be able to exploit this situation very well because we do not have the containers to be able to, utilize this fall in prices and to be able to, top up our reserves to the extent where we can, keep these reserves for at least 45 days that our target is. Our containerization is still not ready, and so we may be able to buy some of the crude in the international market, but definitely not at these prices because crude is essentially going to be bought. What we buy is essentially Brent crude, which is still at about $25. This is largely a very odd situation, which is called a super contago, which is basically a situation where the spot prices are going at a super discount in the American market. These are only. Let me just specify clearly that this is a Western Texas Intermediate crude. This is a U.S. crude market specifically of Western Texas, and that accounts for a very small percentage of global trade. Much of the trade happens in Brent crude. More than 2/3 of global trade happens in Brent crude, and those prices are still at about $26 to $27 per barrel. So we are not going to be able to exploit this situation, but this is also a very odd situation where the storages in the U.S. market are full up, and minus 37 is basically the price of futures trading for the May contract. So May contract was about to expire on Tuesday, and because the storages were all topped up, it's basically fallen to this level where essentially those who are holding, those who are the producers are actually paying those who want to buy to store this crude because there is more than enough capacity full up, and they don't have enough storages available to be able to keep this crude. So minus 37 essentially represents a price where producers are actually paying the buyers instead of getting money from the buyers. But unfortunately, this is not a situation that we will be able to exploit very well because we do not have the storages that are required to be able to top up this, to be able to top up those storages at these prices. These prices are not for us; these are for American markets.
Okay, Rajiv, thank you for joining us with all those details. As far as you, the consumer, is concerned, if you're expecting that maybe this will affect you and that it will bring down the petrol and diesel prices, that depends on whether the government decides to pass on the benefit. And if they do, the government could perhaps lose some revenue. So at this point, we'll have to wait and watch to see how the government chooses to view this situation. Now, as we continue to get you the latest on the coronavirus crisis in the country, the biggest problem right now is the number of asymptomatic cases that have come to light now. This is a new threat that's emerged and that the authorities are trying to figure out what to do about. The Health Ministry has revealed that 80% positive cases are asymptomatic or are only showing mild symptoms. Now, the revelation came to the fore after Chief Ministers of Maharashtra and Delhi said that there were a high number of asymptomatic cases in the two worst hit states. The ICMR has termed the rise in asymptomatic cases as a challenge. However, it said that India cannot go for mass testing due to the large population, the financial implications and also the clear infrastructural issues. Remember, the total number of coronavirus cases in India is inching closer now to 18,000.
अराउंड 80% केसेस या तो एसिम्टोमेटिक या माइल्ड सिम्टम्स के साथ पाए जाते हैं। जो वर्ल्ड वाइड हम लोगों ने इसको एनालिसिस किया है, अराउंड 15% केसेस हैं जो सीवियर केसेस में कन्वर्ट होते हैं, जिनको हो सकता है कि ऑक्सीजन सपोर्ट की जरूरत पड़े, और 5% केसेस जो होते हैं वो क्रिटिकल केसेस में कन्वर्ट होने के चांसेस होते हैं।
Maharashtra also remains on edge as coronavirus cases have crossed the 4,000 mark. The state reported 466 new cases on Monday and 9 deaths. Mumbai remains the worst affected city with more than 3,000 cases. The financial capital reported 308 new cases and 7 deaths on Monday. The State Health Minister Rajesh Tope has said that the government will go for 75,000 rapid tests as soon as the centre gives conditional permission to the state for the same. He said that the government has also decided to use the HCQ drug or the hydroxychloroquine as a precautionary measure in areas like Dharavi. This as the centre has constituted 2 interministerial central teams for Maharashtra to make on-spot assessment of the situation and issue necessary directions to state authorities over combating COVID-19. Let's also get you the latest from the national capital, which continues to battle the coronavirus pandemic. The capital has reported 78 new cases and 2 deaths in the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 2,003 and 45 deaths. As the number of cases continue to rise, the Delhi government has increased the number of containment zones to 84. Traffic on the Delhi-Ghaziabad route has also been stopped owing to the rise in the number of cases. 5 Delhi police officers from Chandni Mahal police station have now tested positive for coronavirus, taking the total number of infections in police officials alone to 8 in Delhi. This comes as the Delhi government has also started rapid testing in coronavirus hotspots. The Delhi State Cancer Institute that was shut after 27 of its staff tested positive for the virus has now slowly resumed its operations. In a major success, a critical virus patient who was on ventilator recovered after plasma therapy in Saket's Max Hospital. And over to another story that we're tracking this morning. There seems to be no end to the tussle between Mamata Banerjee and the centre. In a letter penned to Prime Minister Modi, the West Bengal Chief Minister has slammed the government's decision to send 2 interministerial central teams to West Bengal. Mamata alleged that the central government team arrived in Kolkata without any intimation, calling it a breach of protocol. Mamata said that she would not be able to move ahead on interministerial central teams unless Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Shah share the criterion used for the decision. BJP is hit back, saying that Mamata government is hiding data on COVID-19 deaths in Bengal and has failed to test enough people, and hence the TMC government is scared of details coming out. The centre has constituted 6 interministerial central teams to make an on-spot assessment of the COVID-19 situation.
She is actually disrespecting the federal structure by thinking that the centre is going to just be a mute spectator to everything that is coming out in the public domain about the apathy of the health condition and health status in West Bengal, and how she has created bureaucratic firewalls through which medical reports, death reports needs to pass through for the people to know whether a death has really been a COVID death or not. So she's unnecessarily making this a political issue. I think rather than that, she should use this as an opportunity to gain the faith of the people back.
Indrajit Kundu is joining us live from Kolkata with more details on this. Indrajit, unfortunate that we're seeing politics play out at a time like this when perhaps states and centres should be working together and ensuring that we fight this pandemic. But it's not surprising that this kind of politics is being reported in Bengal between the TMC and the BJP. As far as this interministerial team is concerned, are they already in Kolkata? What really is the TMC's allegation here? Are they saying they weren't briefed?
Well, absolutely, Akshita. That is exactly the allegation that has been made leveled by the West Bengal administration. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, of course, has shot a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi stating that this interministerial team that has already arrived in West Bengal, and they in fact went to the State Secretary Labanno as well, without prior intimation to the state government. She alleged that the team had arrived in Kolkata at about 10 in the morning yesterday, while she was only intimidated later in the afternoon at about 1 in the afternoon that such a team was being sent by the centre. She categorically stated that the kind of reports that the central government had sent vis-a-vis West Bengal over the COVID-19 issue, the state government does not agree to that report, to that assessment, and she termed them a figment of imagination So clearly, some hostility as far as the state and the central government is concerned. Mamata Banerjee, of course, is alleging that the union government is not paying heed to the federal structure. Rather, it was trying to intervene unilaterally, which she says is detrimental to the federal setup in the country.
All right, Indrajit, thank you for the moment for joining us with those details. We're closely tracking the kind of reactions that come in from both the BJP and the TMC on the story. As we continue to get you the latest updates coming in from every state on coronavirus, let's tell you also the latest from Telangana, which has enforced the strictest lockdown in the country, particularly in the city of Hyderabad. After extending the lockdown till May 7th, Telangana government has now made it mandatory for all residents stepping out of their homes to purchase groceries to carry an ID card with address proof. This is to ensure that no one goes outside the 3-kilometer radius of their residence. Even medical emergency patients will be required to carry ID or address proof in order to go to the nearest hospital, and those visiting a super specialty hospital will be required to produce relevant documents. The Telangana government will also issue color-coded single-use daily passes to government employees related to essential services. Telangana in the last 24 hours has reported 14 new cases and 2 deaths, taking its total virus tally to 873 and 23 deaths.
Day by day cases are going up, no? So it's better to stop relaxation and maintain the same situation like earlier. That would be better till May 7th, it seems.
I think that is a fair enough decision. Because उनको मालूम है ना, जो अपने घर में है अपने को मालूम पड़ता है. Center taken the decision, वो पूरे लोगों को मिला के लिया था, but individually we have to save the decision.
So on one hand, you have Telangana, which has the strictest lockdown in the country, and on the other, there's Kerala, which has rolled back some of its relaxations after the centre's objection to dilution of curbs. The state government has decided not to allow the plying of buses in cities, the opening of restaurants and pillion riding on two-wheelers. The salons in the state will also remain shut. We get you a ground report.
The Kerala government has backed down after facing flack from the centre over easing of lockdown rules. The Home Ministry had found many of Kerala measures at variance with its guidelines.
गृह मंत्रालय द्वारा जारी आदेशों का उल्लंघन है और लॉकडाउन नियमों को भी क्षीण कर रहा है. उनसे अनुरोध किया गया है कि राष्ट्रीय लॉकडाउन नियमों का अनुपालन सुनिश्चित करें.
Hours later, Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan announced a rollback. Hair salon and dining in restaurants will not be allowed.
കേന്ദ്ര ഗവൺമെന്റും സംസ്ഥാന ഗവൺമെന്റും തമ്മിൽ ഒരു സംഘർഷവും ഇല്ല. കേന്ദ്ര ഗവൺമെന്റിന്റെ പൊതുവായ മാനദണ്ഡങ്ങൾക്ക് അനുസൃതമായാണ് കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഇവിടെ നടത്തുക എന്ന് നേരത്തെ തന്നെ ഞാൻ വ്യക്തമാക്കിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ചിലതിൽ ചില വ്യത്യാസങ്ങൾ കാണും. ആ വ്യത്യാസങ്ങൾ നമ്മുടെ നാടിന്റെ സാഹചര്യത്തിനനുസരിച്ച് ഇവിടെ നടപ്പാക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നതാണ് എന്നാണ് നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നത്.
On Monday, transport was back on the roads in green and orange zones in the state, but the hotspots remain sealed.
Thiruvananthapuram comes under the orange B category. The state capital comes under the orange B category, where there were partial relaxations expected today. But because Thiruvananthapuram Corporation, which is a local self-governing body within the district, because that was identified as a hot spot by the health department later, this relaxation will not apply to the city because there will be strict lockdown restrictions in place within the city.
Restaurants in the states that have also started to reopen have imposed strict guidelines for delivering orders.
Every single staff in this particular restaurant who is operating or who is actually handling a piece of delivery will have to undergo this temperature test, and that will be mentioned on that particular packet which will be served at your doorstep.
We mention their name.
Yeah.
Mention their name and what's their body temperature. It's 2 days temperature. We mention the date also. It's like a 18th. Tomorrow it will come 21. So every day we change depend on their temperature. We just add it and take the printout.
Kerala has 88 hotspots, including 3 in capital Thiruvananthapuram. The state has over 400 cases currently.
From tomorrow, the restaurants will not be allowed to offer dine-in facilities, and also public transport facilities, even for short distances, will not be available in Kerala. With camera person Tiguraj Shigran, Gopi Krishnan, Thiruvananthapuram for India Today.
Now, as the anger over the Palghar lynching case continues, a similar incident has also come to light. India Today spoke to Dr. Vishwas Valvi, who had survived a similar mob attack in the same area 2 days before the horrifying incident. On 16th April, 3 men, including 2 sadhus, were beaten to death by a group of villagers. This happened in Palghar district of Maharashtra on the suspicion that they were thieves. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has already ordered a high-level probe into the lynching incident. 2 policemen have also been suspended, while over 100 arrests have been made so far. The BJP has questioned the alleged inaction by the police. The Ministry of Home Affairs has sought a report from the state government over this incident.
मैं मेरे डॉक्टर साथी के साथ और मेरे ड्राइवर के साथ उसी गांव के आसपास धान वाटप करके और हेल्थ चेकअप करके हम लोग अपने घर लौट रहे थे। तब कुछ 200 लोगों ने सारनी गांव में हमारी गाड़ी को अड़ाया और हमारे गाड़ी पे हल्ला बोला। उस घटनास्थल से मैंने पुलिस को फ़ोन किया था और इसी पुलिस स्टेशन से कुछ 2 पुलिस की गाड़ी 10 पुलिस अधिकारी तुरंत वहां पहुंचे और किसी तरह हम हमारी जान बचा के वहां से निकल पाए।
मैंने तो अपना भाई खोया है, लेकिन इस देश में जो ये निर्मम हत्या हुई है साधुओं की, तो मैं ये कहूँगी कि ये हमारे देश में हमेशा संतों को पूजा जाता रहा है और संतों की निर्मम हत्या ये बहुत बड़ी दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण हमारे लिए, हमारे देश के लिए, हमारे समाज के लिए है।
Let's also get you the latest on the investigation that's being carried out into the Palghar lynching. This is of 2 sadhus and their driver who were lynched by a mob in Palghar. It sent shockwaves, of course, across the nation. The BJP has also targeted the Maharashtra government and has questioned the alleged inaction by the police.
These images have sent shockwaves across the country. The barbaric visuals are from Maharashtra's Palghar. Two elderly men and their driver are lynched by villagers as a policeman watches. The villagers suspected the victims to be thieves. The incident occurred when 3 men from Kandivali in Mumbai were headed towards Surat in a car to attend a funeral on Thursday night. Around 10 p.m., they are turned back from the border with Dadra and Nagar Haveli. They did not have any pass to travel during the lockdown. An hour later, their vehicle is stopped and attacked by villagers. The driver calls the police for help. A team from Kasa police station in Palghar reaches the spot at 11:30 p.m. The police try to rescue the trio, but the mob continues to beat the sadhu. One of the cops can be seen stepping aside. The victims' cries for mercy are ignored, they are beaten to death, and the cops too are assaulted. The Maharashtra government has suspended 2 policemen in connection with the lynching. Over 100 arrests have been made.
ह्यातले 5 जे मुख्य आरोपी आहेत ते आज तुरुंगात आहेत. पुलिस क्या कर रही है, सरकार क्या कर रही है? किया ना, कर रहे हैं, हमने किया, किसी को नहीं बख्शा और किसी को वही हम छोड़ेंगे नहीं. गलतफहमी जो हुई इस कारण इनकी हत्या हुई, लेकिन इसके बावजूद हम किसी को भी छोड़ने वाले नहीं.
The BJP has questioned the alleged inaction by the cops.
मानवता को भी शर्म आए इस प्रकार की ये क्रूरता है. सबसे शर्मनाक बात यह है कि पुलिस के सामने इस प्रकार से भीड़ लोगों को मारती है.
कई वीडियो में तो ऐसा लग रहा है पुलिस वाले भीड़ के हवाले साधु सन्यासी कर रहे हैं. वो साधु पुलिस वालों को पकड़ने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं, वहां छुड़ा के भाग रहे हैं. हत्यारे तो दोषी हैं ही, पुलिस भी इसमें कम दोषी नहीं है.
The saved community is too incensed over the incident.
यदि ये कार्रवाई नहीं होती है 3 तारीख के बाद मैं अखिल भारतीय अखाड़ा परिषद के 13 अखाड़ों के पदाधिकारी एवं अखाड़ा परिषद के महामंत्री हरिगिरीश को चर्चा करके उसे में नागाओं को आह्वान कर दिया है. लेकर के लाखों नागा, करोड़ों नागा कूच करेंगे.
The Home Ministry has stepped in seeking a report from the state government, while the attack is being blamed on rumours of theft. The police cannot wash their hands of the security failure. Just 2 days ago, a team of doctors and the police were attacked in the region based on the same suspicion. With Tanushri Pandey, Bureau Report, India Today.
And shifting focus, the Indian Premier League this year remains suspended, and now due to the outbreak of coronavirus, the T20 World Cup scheduled to be held in Australia has also come under some doubt. We caught up with former India skipper Sunil Gavaskar on what are the possible options the world cricket is looking at.
Sunny bhai, the IPL remains suspended, but at this point in time, even the T20 World Cup seems to be in some doubt.
At the moment, as we all know, Australia has barred foreigners from entering the country till 30th of September. And the tournament is starting from mid-October or third week of October. So it is looking a little bit difficult at the moment.
So anyway, we all know the IPL, the T20 World Cup. They are very important tournaments in the international calendar and also for the health of world cricket. Is there a possibility, just in case to have both these tournaments somehow?
If it can be done, because the next year's World T20 is in India, 2021. So if it can be done, where India and Australia come to an agreement, in case the curve in India flattens out and India and Australia swap, so the World T20 is in India in October, November this year, and in Australia October, November next year, then maybe it can happen. And if it is going to happen that way, then maybe what can be done is that the IPL is held just prior to the World T20, so there is enough practice for the players to get ready for the World T20, and then have end of October to end of November you have the World T20 in India, and then the Asia Cup you have it in December in UAE, because that is a much better time to have the Asia Cup than in September in UAE, when it can be extremely hot in UAE.
And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the Bulletin. For all the latest news and updates on coronavirus, you can log on to our website indiatoday.in. Do also download the India Today app. We hope you're staying home and staying safe.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.